Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be answering a question I get a lot. So, I get asked quite often, Drake, you talk about dragon magic, you've talked about kitchen witchery, you've talked about meditation, you've talked about Norse magic, you've talked about divinations. Now, we've heard you occasionally in passing mention ceremonial magic, or high magic as it's often referred to. But we don't see you going into details or talking about it a lot. And I'm interested in learning about it. What can I do? Okay, and that is fair. I do not talk a lot about in detail ceremonial magic here on this channel. Partially because it's a huge friggin' topic. And I do have two books that I recommend anytime someone's interested in ceremonial magic, and I consider doing a review on each of these books. I also found out every time I sit down to do a review on these books, the video comes up to being like an hour. There's a lot of different information in both of these books that makes them fascinating. And at the end of the day, when I got to thinking about it, when I truly recommend to a student who's interested in ceremonial magic, I actually recommend them as a pair. So instead of trying to review both of these books in detail, I figured I'd shoot a video, let you know which of the books I do recommend, why I recommend them, what I like about them in short, and hopefully we won't end up with a 30-minute, hour-long video. So first off, let's start with what most people might view as traditional ceremonial magic, and that book would be this, Modern Magic. Let's see if I can, there we go. Had some light glare there from the camera, that's okay. Now this book is by Donald Michael Craig. I absolutely love this book. I had the older edition, but when the new edition came out, I got it because the format, I just enjoyed it better. I gave my old edition to a friend. This book is broke up into 12 lessons. So this is actually done up like a workbook with exercises, even recommended studies to continue your education from it. It's very well laid out, and you could actually work through this as a path working. I don't remember exactly how long he recommends per lesson. It might be a month, so this might end up being a full year path working if you worked on it at one lesson per month. I know some people who have actually taken 2 and 3 months per lesson and doing daily workings on the exercises. I also know people who continue to work through this book over and over, utilizing it as a high magic path working. And many people's always asking me, what can I do for a path working? This right here will do it. He talks about many aspects of high magic in here. Now, is this full-blown 100% Golden Dawn initiate material? Probably not. That's not what I'm answering the question on. If you're interested in high magic, ceremonial magic, and its practice, though, this is a fantastic book, and this is definitely more traditional, geared very much toward the Golden Dawn. And he does a great job of explaining all the lessons in here, the tools, the symbology, everything. He does a fantastic job. I do recommend this, and I will make sure there's a link to both of these books below. Okay, next we have The Temple of High Magic. Or The Temple of High Witchcraft, my bad. See if we can get that on camera. This is book 4 of the Temple of Witchcraft series by Christopher Pencak. Now, one of the reasons I recommend that 4-book series to all of my students is because Christopher Pencak does a marvelous job of covering all types of magic, or all sorts of magic. He leaves a few out. He covers them very well, very clearly, very simply, and he gives a brief introduction to them and even brief exercises and hands-on practice in them. Well, this is no exception. In this book, Pencak does a great job of giving an introductory to high magic. You'll notice this is a very thick book for an introduction. I'll be honest, Pencak did not hold back when he done this. Now, is this in your traditional Kabbalah, Golden Dawn styling? I would say no. I'm not saying that he changed it overly too much. He did definitely do it more in a modern practitioner witchcraft viewpoint and analysis, but the core, the meat of High Magick is still in here, and that's important. But this is also why I love to pair this book with modern magic. See, this gives a very simple, easy to understand, easy to approach, and easy to digest High Magick perspective. And he also goes in here and he does some of the rituals from a chaos magic perspective even, which allows you to understand how you can alter some rituals at times when need be. Because there's a lot of practitioners out there who aren't okay with using the Judeo-Christian god names that are often used in ceremonial magic. And I understand that. And the correspondences in here expand past the traditional as well. But in every chapter of this book, there is a in-depth working and in-depth correspondence tables to work with. There's initiations, there's goals that you're meant to do and meet. This too is also set up like a path working that you can do. I want to say each and every one of the Temple of Witchcraft books is a year-long path working. Everyone is designed to focus on a year to a little over a year to work through each chapter. Kind of the whole year and a day concept is what he, I think, bases all the books on, if I remember correctly. This one I think might be a little longer than a year a day, though he may have managed to make it a year and a day. Let's see here. Yep, it's going to be a little longer because I'm pretty sure it's 1 month per chapter, and this has 17 chapters. So 1 month per chapter, you can imagine this is going to go pretty long, pretty deep, but it is an amazing path working. And I can honestly say it's been a while, but I have worked through every one of his books entirely in detail. And I do find them to be very well done. That's why I do recommend them. Many of you know I'm not really what I'd call religious or spiritual, so it might be odd that I'm recommending a book that is more pagan, witchcraft driven. But what I love about this author is he does a great job in not only teaching you the concepts, but also how to find your own individual path, how to make it your own. And he is open to those varied viewpoints. And because of that, I do still absolutely love his works, and I still reference them quite often. And I do still recommend them to my students. So, if all you're looking for is a slightly easier to digest kind of book on High Magick, I would go with the Temple of High Witchcraft. If you're looking for traditional, more authentic, I would go with Modern Magic. However, if you're looking for a more complete, deep understanding of ceremonial and High Magick that goes beyond either of those two, that's when I would pair the two and gain the wisdom from both. I would only work through one at a time, so if you're worried about having to buy them both, don't worry about it. Like I said, each of these is going to take you at least a year. I think both of these books is anywhere from $20 to $30, depending on where you get it. So most people spend more than that at McDonald's in a day. So think about it. $30, entire year path working and investment. I have been asked, will we be adding any High Magick courses similar to this to the Working Dragon Mystic online school? We are wanting to do that in the future. We are. But at this point in time, we have so many other projects ahead. I would encourage you to get started here. And I do promise when we post it, we'll make sure we can still make it worth your time to take that class as well, because we are not done with the school. We are not done teaching, and there's always so much to learn. But I will always recommend these two books when it comes to High Magick. I personally have not found another book that is as efficient, as solid material, as functional, and worth the money. There are a lot of fantastic books out there. Many people recommend Israel Regati's book. It is not easy to follow for most people. Most people get lost in it, and they never, ever, ever get actually started in High Magick. And that is a sad thing, because though High Magick isn't for everyone, it is a fantastic and beautiful practice. So I would highly recommend these if you have an interest in High Magick to practice it or even learn about what it is. I would recommend these books. Alright, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit subscribe. Make sure the notification bell down there is clicked and the notifications are turned on so you're notified anytime we release a new video. Or we do live streams every Friday and Saturday, so you'll be notified anytime we do a live stream. And of course, you'll also be notified every week when our weekly videos are released. And until next time, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Keep up this research, keep up the studies, keep on learning, keep on practicing, and keep on walking that path to self-mastery and manifesting the life you want. Take care now. Bye-bye.